An affordable hype beast in its own right. Today I'm bringing you my full thoughts on just a lovely, possibly the best designer vanilla fragrance you can get your hands on, in my opinion. The famed Mercedes-Benz Club Black. So stay tuned. Quick look at the presentation, like we usually start things off. As you can see, just standard Mercedes-Benz Club fare. Says black on the front. It's a 100 ml eau de toilette. Nothing special on the sides. A little Mercedes hologram bottom of the back. Then you have some batch information on the bottom, as well as the barcode. Like I said, nothing special. In regards to the bottle, it does have that gorgeous piano black finish. It is a bit of a fingerprint magnet. It is reflective, but you do have the window for the actual fragrance oils themselves is kind of an ambery color, which is very fitting because there's a strong amber smell to this fragrance. Mercedes-Benz Club Black on the back. You do have some fragrance information on the bottom with their standard little indented push button atomizer that actually puts out quite a bit. Let's get into this scent. So, the beauty of this fragrance is this lovely warm vanilla smell. It does have a bit of a smoky nuance with this incense note. The bergamot that's here, I actually do not smell any citrus whatsoever in the top of this fragrance, or at any point for that matter. What I get from this in the opening is a blast of kind of a bright vanilla, if you will, which I attribute to the benzoin that's in this fragrance, because anytime benzoin is in here, for me it gives this fizzy, effervescent, bright type of appeal, if not a boozy aspect, which there is a slight boozy feel to the opening of this fragrance, and I know that's because of the benzoin, because benzoin seems to do that for me in a lot of different fragrances. Obviously vanilla is present throughout, which is also partially because of the benzoin, because it gives a vanillic smell to it. And then the ambroxan I don't find to be too heavy. You don't hear too many people complain about it being too ambroxan heavy. Ambroxan is noticeable here for me, but it doesn't overtake the fragrance like a lot of fragrances that have ambroxan tend to do. I find this is so vanilla dominant that it just makes for more of a fresher appeal to the vanilla as it starts to dry down, because when it dries down, even though there's no amber listed here, the combination of the fragrance oils used does give a warm amber smell. It is a warm vanilla that's creamy but not too creamy because of that slight freshness that could be due to the smoky appeal, kind of the way it mixes with the ambroxan, giving this smoother, lightly smoked vanilla smell instead of being too dense and creamy and thick. So even though performance is very good on it, it doesn't wear too heavy, which we'll touch on performance here in just a little bit. But like I said, there's no amber here, amber wood or anything of that sort, but it does have a strong amber smell that I do get from the start into the heart, and even more so in the dry down. It starts off bright, fresh vanilla with this light smoky appeal, and then the ambroxan settles in more in the heart, smoothing things off, making a more fresher smoked vanilla smell. The amber that amber smell comes in a lot more in the heart, and in the dry down it's basically a light woody vanilla smell. I don't really get much ambroxan once we're in the deep dry down. It's mainly about the vanilla because it is a vanilla dominant fragrance with this woody nuance, because there's no real particular woods here, it's just some woody notes, and that's just what it smells like. You get this kind of generic wood nuance, nothing special here. The dry down isn't the most spectacular in the world, but the first several hours of the fragrance is what makes this thing such a superstar. In regards to performance, this one's a sneaky fragrance. So 8 to 10 hours. Every time I've ever worn it, every time I've ever done a test spray, it's actually my scent of the day at the recording of this video, and I am 9 hours into my wearing, and it's still going pretty strong actually. I say pretty strong, but not, screaming off of my skin. So projection is Where it gets real sneaky, longevity is well above average, very good, bordering that beast mode territory for me personally. But like I said, with projection, it is pretty heavy. Not overwhelming, but getting in the neighborhood of it. If you spray this one pretty heavy, it can be an overwhelming fragrance because it is strong. Not too strong, I wouldn't classify it as too strong of a fragrance, but be mindful of your sprays. I probably wouldn't do 20 sprays the first time you wear it, that's just me. I'm more of a 5 to 7 spray guy when it comes to this fragrance. I'm currently wearing 5 sprays, and it's plenty good enough for me. I actually got 2 compliments today, one when we went to the grocery store and one when I had to go to the post office today. So it does grab attention. It's good for that. That's one of the reasons so many people love this fragrance and hold it in such high regard. Projection on this one is beyond arm's length. More on the heavy side for the first 2 to 3 hours on my skin. It's pretty heavy. That's why I say not necessarily less is more, but I wouldn't super heavy spray on this one personally, unless you're going to be in a much larger open area, outdoor space where you want to grab attention from a distance. This fragrance can do that for you if you go heavy on the sprays. But the aroma is so rich and thick. I say thick, it's so rich and it has such a strong trail to it that I don't feel like you need too many sprays. So projection, like I said, on the heavy side first 2 to 3 hours, then pretty much a within arm's length type of territory for several hours following. I would say all the way up until like the 6-hour mark before it starts to sit really close to the skin and be a much more mild, light projection that you get airy wafts of the fragrance from time to time, and someone would really have to get pretty close to you or be right behind you, walking behind you in your scent trail to get a smell after about the 6-hour mark. Projection is a strong point for this one. If you're looking for a powerful fragrance that can turn heads and be a pretty good attention grabber for the most part, you might want to look into Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Overall thoughts on this one, I would say it's a must try if you have an opportunity to test it out, to sample it, to get a carded sample, or happen to go where they sell Mercedes-Benz fragrances and they have a tester bottle for you to sample it and try it on your skin. Because like I said in the beginning, this very well could be, in my opinion, the best vanilla affordable designer fragrance out there, because it doesn't smell super synthetic. Even though it does have ambroxan in there, it's not overdone with ambroxan. It's got this boozy, bright appeal with the benzoin up top, strong vanilla smell without being too thick and creamy. It's not too sweet, while it is a sweet fragrance that has an intoxicating aroma, and it performs great. Right now you can find this one on Amazon in the link below for $52 for a 100 milliliter bottle. That is among some of the best prices from discounters you can find it online for. This is an awesome fall, winter, early spring, and evening wear type of fragrance. Great for dates, great for nights out on the town, and in cold weather, which for me personally today with the high was 39, it was great during the day because we had a nice cold breeze. It's going to be down in the low 20s tonight. It's perfect weather for Mercedes-Benz Club Black, and like I said before, must try if you can get your hands on it. Blind buy safe if you're a fan of vanilla fragrances, though I still wouldn't advise blind buying. Just because I do it doesn't mean I recommend you guys do it, because this was a blind buy for me, but put it in the win category because it was a damn good buy. So that's my thoughts and feelings on Mercedes-Benz Club Black, a hype beast in its own right. And until next time, do me a real quick favor, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. So I do appreciate all the feedback, and I love hearing from you guys. How many of you have this in your collection or have tried it before, had it in the past? I know every time I post it as a scent of the day, or if it's featured in a video or whatever have you, people come out the woodworks to talk about Mercedes-Benz Club Black because it's very well loved. It's bordering must-have in your collection as far as relatively affordable designer fragrances are concerned. Is it super cheap? No, but it's not really expensive either. In the $50 range for a fragrance that performs like this with this mid-level quality that has the appeal that it has with this scent profile, it's pretty damn hard to beat in my opinion. And until next time, I will say if you get your hands on Mercedes-Benz Club Black and you give it a spray now, pretty confident you'll thank me later. This is damn good. Have a good one, guys.